Yep, I feel like I'm in for a big surprise soon. So, what am I doing at this moment? I am stretching beyond my semi pro band into a top hat. And it is really hard. I'm getting so used to the pain that when I went into a semi pro stage from the original head prying from Mr. Cheeks brain mechanic here, he propped it up, and then I pushed out of the prop up stage into a semi-pro band, just like Will Ferrell has. He has explosion on top of his head, and next you see the explosion happening with the afro on Willy Wonka. And Willy Wonka is telling you that he is almost going to blow his top. What is to be understood here is if these people are here with us and they have superhuman abilities, that they would be maybe halfway in between the fourth dimensional space, which is actually just Cool World. That's it. If you go into that fourth dimensional space, you will literally disappear because its mental capacity isn't accessible amongst the sheep and the witches and the Masons. So there has to be a separate place. So it instantly creates an alternate dimension just because they mass calcified a mass group of people who was not aware of the fourth dimension. So that's where we left off last time, if everybody's wondering what I'm talking about. Fourth dimension, it's just basically everybody got calcified. Everything is a cheap trick. There's no tangible witchcraft anywhere. So these people are being lied to because this is just a rip off of that. And you see where there's a cutting off, it's a cap. Where the Masons cuts off, it's a cap. They can't go any further than that. And on a scale, if I'm not mistaken, from the shape of this Pringles can, if I were to go up 2 top hats or 2.5 top hats to blow it, by the time you get halfway up, your mental capacity, your chi power, and everything is going to surpass just about anybody that's walking around on Earth. This is the Goku right here. This is that Superman that can't be, is completely indestructible. But here, and let's talk about what makes a Superman Superman. All right, you have the ability to manipulate electromagnetic particles of light. This is a light simulation. That means that you can manipulate metal as light. Let's think about the boy in the Matrix that bends the spoon. He says the spoon bends because you have to know that there is no spoon. Bending metal is bending light. So that's it. You just got to wrap your mind around understanding that this little gray line that sits outside of it, that's just a light aura, a living signature on a pencil. What did we learn on Hitchhiker's Guide from the Galaxy? The bowl of petunias fell from the skyrise, and it said as it fell to the ground, "Oh no, not again." And if we knew that the bowl of petunias thought that and why they thought that, we should know more about the universe than we do now. It's just doodles. There is no universe. There is no... Uni means one. You're not in outer space is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, fourth dimension is in probability drive of shape-shifting. Now let's talk about how I learned about the semi-pro band was acknowledgement of the Mickey Mouse within myself. It was very strange. All right, politically correct, we want to call Mickey Mouse a mouse and not a rat because Mickey is a rat. Okay, he's a big ass rat. Ain't no such thing as a giant mouse. He's a rat. He's a big ass rat. Politically correct, he's a mouse. But what do we see when we look at Mickey Mouse? We see a man who has and rats is code word for what they consume. They call us rats. And Star Wars is rats raw backwards with a snake on the end. All right, so what we see here is a being who has actually got light skin, who has smoldered himself into darkness, black, with this mojo in your face. His area is right in your face. He's like, huh, huh. He's got hot feet. Okay? He's got a doodle and the buttons on his pants. So he's aware of the fourth dimension. He's burnt black and his mojo is heightened. So what are they telling you about Mickey Mouse? The reason why I realized and I resonated with Mickey Mouse so much is that when I broke into the semi-pro band, I started talking like this, and I had fucking drool and snot coming out of my nose. It was the most disgusting shit ever. But I was, oh my gosh, guys. It was the most craziest shit. I realized I was talking like Mickey Mouse. And I was like, dude, because the senses were so heightened, there was nothing I can do about it. It was like I was literally talking like I hit helium. And I realized that that is Mickey Mouse. So I'm a light-skinned guy. My skin is dark now from sun gazing. I'm burnt black. If you read like the Bible, they tell you my skin has been blackened from the sun. So that's what I'm telling you, is that an anointed being has darker skin than their normal regular skin, and it's smoldering hot, and their feet are hot, and their mojo's on hot. I'm telling you, my mojo is rising like crazy. I'm not going to discuss details on that, but yeah, pretty much. So he's got eyes where the buttons are, and a smile where his loins are, and his mojo's in your face. So he's a smoldering rat breaking into the fourth dimension that is nothing more than a doodle himself. See, he's aware of it. All right, so let's keep going. What we talked about is the graduate hat. The graduate hat is squared, crossed, and confused, got the cubit Satan folded up on the head, and has a limp phallus, which we learned from Witch Luminous, Fake Luminous. And then also, what I've also pieced together is the other two hats, which is the well-rounded hat is also capped off with the inverted top hat, if you will, of the Mason that's also limp and does not have their mojo the way it needs to be. The witch has their mojo. The man with Austin Powers has his mojo too. They have Jim Carrey, fourth dimensional, low-key mask wearing, spinning around dude. He's got his mojo. So that's what I'm saying, man. The power's in your mojo. That's why the church is like, don't touch yourself or you're going to hell. It heals your chakras. You feel rejuvenated when you do the sexual relations. It's just what it is. There's just nothing you can do about it. So these people walking around in the 1900s had a significant amount of knowledge, way more than the norm. Not because they were bankers. That was just a code word, like, yo, we're in that fucking high class witch shit. We know, we can see, we can see reptilians. So what is to be presumed is that when I reach this capacity, I am going to have full-fledged perception of these reptilians. It won't be like a special day or a special greeting where 8-foot tall big men surround me and it's super obvious. This is going to be walking down the street on an everyday basis, like, you're a reptilian, you're a witch, you're this, that. And that's what's going to happen. Is if you watch Ghostbusters 2, Vigor, they called it his aura. They said, look at the aura on this sucker. So what the aura is not just the outline around it, it's also revealing that energy signature and the basis foundations of the soul entity of that being to the core of their existence. So there's nobody that can shield me after that. There's nobody that can roll up pretending that they're cool and not. I'll see them. I'll see their auras, just like Vigor in the painting on Dan Aykroyd was pointing out, you know. Look at the aura on that sucker. See what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, this is getting interesting. The way that I talk about this is it's self-explanatory of the overstanding and the walking into and the existing and the engulfment of my expressive, liberating sense of entry into this existence. I totally understand this shit, and it totally makes sense, even though it sounds fucking crazy. I totally understand what could be rocket science at this point, if rocket science really could be a real thing. You know what I mean? Because there is no, they can shoot a rocket, but you're not shooting into outer space. I mean, it's just, you can't use a thruster in a void of space where there's no oxygen. You can't thrust through no, oh my gosh, it's so fucking stupid. There's no sun that can burn in a void of space with no oxygen without a smoke trail coming off of a fireball. Hey, Daniel-san. Anyways, but this is their cap. They only have so much power, but they're obviously more powerful than the regular Masons. They're obviously more powerful than the man using pure imagination to do what he feels like he can do within his capacity. But these people, they're all being lied to, and it's all just a rip-off of the original. So all you witchcraft people, understand that your master has no flesh. He can't create tangible witchcraft. He's not even a whole ghost. He's a holy ghost, which means he has no anything. He has no energy to produce anything. He only tells lies. You understand? Is that you guys are ripping off what you thought witchcraft was from something else. You're being deceived, folks, but not for long, as long as you keep watching a channel such as this. And it doesn't have to be my channel. It just needs to be the truth. That's it. I am not gratifying my ego with this. I am concerned and also gratified in the thought that there might be survivors, because this isn't a vanity parade. This is a slave plantation. This is the Great Escape. This is the war on information on your mind. Slavery of your mind. So, hey, you come to the right place, and until then, stay tuned for more amazing breakthroughs, because today I am tearing through this barrier here. I'm feeling myself rising into this capacity. I'm about right here. If I do an exercise, I feel about right there. If I push it, I go up to here and I go down, but I stay about a little bit more than the line. So I'm just going to keep on pushing all day today, push myself up to about right here if I can. So, we do what we have to do. We don't take the easy route out, because we don't want to end up like these people. These people took the easy route. They sold out, man. They wanted to be free. They wanted knowledge. They sold out. And they're damned. And we will see in this big top capacity just how much damnation is going on in here. How bad it is will be revealed. Stay tuned as I reveal that to the mass. And as always, stay awake.